my God, literally what the fuck was April? Hey, is everyone else like
alive? Is everyone okay?
Like April 1st, April 30th, I'm a different person. My life has changed in 1,000 different ways. Hi, I'm Jacob Elordi's long lost cousin, Fake Up to Lordy.
And I'm Jock.
And welcome to Do You Ever Feel Like?
Where we ask the questions everyone's thinking and no one's answering. That everyone? Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah. The intro feels like it's like when you say a line on stage and then you're like hoping that it's like your subconscious is hoping that what you said is correct.
Isn't that such a weird skill to be on stage performing, like doing something and having separate thoughts at the same time?
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, this must be studied. This must be studied because it's an odd, but also I can't multitask any other time in my life.
Yeah.
It's so weird. I hadn't been on stage in like a week and I went and did a show the other night and this is like so inside baseball. I don't know if it's interesting. It was like a themed show. So the host was like, can you write something for the theme? And my like ridiculous ass writes a whole new set, writes a whole new 10 minutes.
Yeah, of course.
It's a whole new 10 minutes. And then I'm looking at it and I'm like, I simply have no time. I, haven't been on stage in a week. Two, need to learn this today. And that's just not happening. I don't even know if any of this is good. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And so then I just changed like one little line in my set and I called a friend. I was like, is that okay? And she was like, just stop. Like, what are you? It's just so, I think it's like the autistic, like just following direction so intensely. Anyway, just so stupid. Anyway.
Like new is new. Yeah. I see what you mean.
Yeah, and also like I mean, as we all know, my crux in life, and we'll get to it later on in the episode, I find it extremely easy to write a new thing. Like I do not like when people complain about needing to come up with an idea or writing new material or like I've got ideas out the butt at any given time about any given topic or anything like it's the like sticking with it that I have issues with. So anyway, what have you been up to?
I've just been looking at all of the like gross stuff for the Met because today is
I was so confused. What the hell? Actually, I'm so glad you brought that up because I want to talk about it.
Yeah.
What the hell's going on? Isn't it usually on a Sunday?
No, it's always the first Monday in May.
So I was like, has it happened? Is it already happened? And all I've seen going on is people shitting on it.
Oh yeah. It's because of the Bezos.
Of it all.
And also because now I don't think so the Met Gala is to support and fund the Costume Institute at the Metropolitan Museum of Art, right? Yeah. And now it's basically like even that, like even the fundraising doesn't really exist anymore. So now it's just kind of this like parade of rich people and designers, etc. But I think there's a lot of there's been a lot of designers, there's been a lot of people who are not participating this year because of the big sponsor this year are the Bezos or Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez. I thought it was interesting, like in that regard, like Beyonce, Venus Williams,
she's the co-chair, right? They're the co-chairs this year, right? Yeah.
I'm like,
I know.
It's like the. Yeah, I mean, whatever. We don't have to get into this. It's a whole thing.
What else do we do here? Exactly. I have been thinking about this a lot recently. And this is going to be like not all that like thought out or well researched information because this is just something I saw on the internet. Rihanna's like makeup line brand Fenty, and like this is all kind of like rumored. None of this is like like factually reported on. They've just sold part of the company to I believe what is essentially a new manufacturer. You know how like all these like makeup brands are like all created by like the same thing.
Right. Yeah.
I could be wrong, but I think it's the same company that does, it's like LVMH, and I think that's like L'Oreal. Anyway, Rihanna did not invest any money into the initial like Fenty run at all. Her like financial contribution was her image, essentially. And her name. And so she's about to make a ton of money without having actually invested anything, which I think is like an interesting, story thing. Our favorite dermatologist on Instagram, Derm Angela, was talking about this, I think, on his podcast. Anyway, so if you want to, I'll put it in the links for the girls later. But I've just been thinking about billionaires recently. And I've been thinking about this like class of billionaires of like, the Beyoncés, the Rihannas, like, I mean, you can put Taylor Swift in there too. Like this like class of women who won the lottery. I mean, I feel like you could probably put the Kardashians in there, to be honest, as well. The self-made of that all is a bit questionable. But anyway, like these like billionaires that also, it's very rare for celebrities to, not rare, but most of the people that are that rich don't have public facing lives. So anyway, I've just been thinking about that and what that means. And for my own like consumption, like if I'm saying like fuck billionaires, like billionaires shouldn't exist, then that includes Rihanna.
Oh yeah.
That includes Taylor Swift. And I just think it's like we're so fucked up by pop culture. And like, like you and I are like huge Met Gala fans. Like I mean, it was on the calendar to do a Met Gala episode, and I am like, fuck you guys. I don't know. These are like the half-baked things I've been thinking about recently.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like everything, we had the kind of like conglomerate conversation in the early 2000s, and now everything's owned by venture capital.
Yeah.
So it's like, and then venture capital firms are like owned by billionaires.
I was watching something about like the A24 venture cap, like oh my God, that Jared Kushner. Jared Kushner funds A20. Like, so I'm just kind of like, how can anything cool and pure come out of that?
I know.
That's my question.
I know. It's like,
not to be like totally punk rock about it, but like,
I didn't know that Jared Kushner, does he run the VC that owns A24?
Jared Kushner is married to Ivanka Trump, right?
I never can keep them straight, those two. I don't know. It's Jared, and who's the other one?
These terrifying white guys.
I
think that's whoever Ivanka Trump's husband is, runs the VC that funds both A24 and Skims.
Okay. Wow.
MJ Corey, friend of the pod, MJ Corey just did a video on this as well. So I'll link all of these very high quality reels that I've been scrolling on my phone.
Seriously, the academics are popping off on social media.
I know. And you know what? I'm like, if I'm going to be on this device, let me train my brain to stick around.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me train my brain to stick around.
I have noticed like we're really trying to hold on to long form content too, and like see like a long carousel and like trying to actually get information. Interesting. I think I'm just like thinking about, I was like, it's Jared and Josh. I think Josh, who is married to the model, to Carly
Kloss. Okay, Ivanka Trump is married to Jared Kushner. Okay, so we got that correct. And then,
I mean, whatever. I don't care I don't give a shit. I don't care. Whatever. I don't care about this man. Like, whatever.
Like absolute demons, right?
I don't care.
Okay, yeah, you are right. Josh Kushner is married to Kylie Kloss. Okay, 11 out of 10 for the Do You Ever girlies today.
We got
Beautiful
it. Yes.
work. We got it. Snaps.
That's crazy. It's like Cherry Lane Theater, which is owned by A24, is owned by the venture cap. Like, it's.
I know. I know. It's weird. It's a weird time. It's just, and those are the things I've been thinking about, especially as like an independent artist, right? Like,
yeah.
That's so there's that.
Yeah.
Whew, there's that.
I know, and I'm really mad because the theme this year is actually cool. It's
What
about
is it?
costuming. It's like specifically about like the costume of fashion and like how we put on and how we costume and how we put on costumes and what they mean and the symbolism around costuming. It pisses me off.
That's a bummer. That's a bummer. That's a bummer.
We'll start our own.
There's
too much to do.
I mean, when the year that they did the Met Gala contest with all the toilet paper, that was fun.
That was so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, you're right. There's too much to do. I accepted over the weekend my Fringe waitlist spot. So now I need
LOL.
to write and produce and rehearse my Fringe production for the end of July. LOL. You guys.
So funny.
I'm about to become the world's most annoying person. Buy tickets. Please buy tickets. Oh
So
my
this
God.
is Toronto or Hamilton Fringe?
Hamilton. It'll be Hamilton Fringe. I mean, the writing of it is like the least concerning part.
As we've decided. As we've determined.
The like actual content of it is like not the thing. It is actually, yeah, you're so right. Like the actual writing of it, not an issue for me. It's going to be the like rehearsing. And I was just sending some emails to some dramaturge.
Oh, nice.
People today because I
Great.
need help and to be free of my own mind.
I mean, a team is important in these things for sure. Yeah.
I'm so sick of myself too.
Oh yeah. We just get to a point where we're like, somebody take this away from me.
I know, truly. When I was doing some clown work a couple weeks ago, we did like some partner and group stuff and everyone was so nervous. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited to not be on stage by myself. This is going to be thrilling. Like I get to listen,
I know.
Sure.
Speaking of partnerships, I feel like
Speaking
this is
of
a great.
partnerships.
Do you ever feel like Gemini versus Sagittarius?
I mean, apparently every day of my life. Apparently every day of my life.
Should we say versus or should we say and? Right? Like
Yes,
Gemini
yes.
and Sagittarius.
I mean, what this, subtitle of this episode could be couples therapy, Subtitle of this episode could be like, I can't believe anything gets done around here. It's kind of amazing.
Yeah.
And
Do you ever feel like air and fire?
like, God bless,
Yeah.
Like, thank God, God bless. Also, I was thinking about this. This is something I've been thinking about. It's like the identifier of your star sign is so intense for people. Have you ever had like I feel like I would know this about you, but like, have you ever had like a
Proper.
I am a this? No, I mean, like, did you like get your like birth chart done and then be told something and then it was actually like not the correct thing? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I met somebody recently who up until like they thought their whole like they're like born on like a cuspy date. Yes, exactly.
Wow.
So they were like, I thought I was like an Aries, but I'm actually a Taurus or something like that. You've never had that moment?
Remember like when was that? Like 10 years ago where we decided like all the dates changed? Do you remember that? When we were like, okay, now it's this. Now Taurus ends on this day and Gemini starts on this day.
No,
and it was
I
like
don't
within
remember that at
24
all.
hours. Yeah. No, that's never happened to me. As far as I know. Yeah.
I guess your birth time would be like properly demarcated.
Because of the twin of it all.
Yeah.
You mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because I feel like the joke here always is like nobody's mom knows what time they were born.
Okay, but you know what I think is so ridiculous about that? Because sometimes I like will ask somebody like who has given birth, like blah blah blah, what time. They're like, I don't know, I was kind of busy. But then at the same time, like you've heard the story of my mother loves to tell the story of my birth,
Yes,
all of the time, just at any given moment.
Yes.
it's a minute by minute, play by play. We've got timestamps, and everyone else's birth story has been the same thing. So it's like, which one is it, girls? Are we too busy to be paying attention to the clock, or do we know exactly how fast and long time is ticking?
If so you know how long you were like in labor, then we could just do some fucking math.
I think we we just do some sorting. Also, isn't there somebody around there to write something down? Like, it's not. I just think it's so funny. I have had, have you ever had your birth chart done?
No, I haven't. Not like proper. No, I've like attempted to do it myself, like that whole thing. Yeah.
You should get it. Ooh, you should get it done.
I should.
Ooh, you should get it done. I've just been thinking about like the like what it means to be like, I think like I use the phrase like Sagittarius eldest daughter as like a descriptor, and you don't need to really know anything else about me. Like, that's the full picture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you're just like a Gemini twin, and that's the full picture.
Yes.
That's the full picture.
Totally. Yeah. 1,000%.
What does it mean to you to be a Gemini?
I find it's like, this is such a Gemini response. I can't think about myself. So it's like, it's like, that's basically it. I can't think about myself. Like, I just like, I wanted to say to you, well, I have a lot of Geminis in my life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Which, by the way, you do.
I do, which is
and
weird.
You brought them all into my life.
I'm so sorry.
And you brought them all into my life.
And Geminis are chaotic.
I mean,
bitches.
It's okay. I know I've told you this a million times, but my grandma was a Gemini, and she passed away, and I had no more Geminis in my life. And then you came into my life shortly thereafter and brought all of that energy to me.
I think it's so funny that your grandma that you most relate to is a Gemini, and the grandma I most relate to, she's a Sagittarius. Grandma P is a Sagittarius.
Oh, hell yeah, she is.
It's funny.
I think some of, okay, if you can't think about yourself, I can think about you. I can tell you some ways that you're a Gemini.
Okay, go ahead. Sure. Fabulous.
You are very, what some might say, blunt. I don't think that's the correct word for it, because I would maybe call it like deeply honest. Like, I think blunt is sometimes like a bit mean. You know, and it's not meant to be mean. It's just meant to be like, here's what's up, here's what's going on. My grandma one time grabbed my hand, and she would do things like this all the time, but she grabbed my hand and she was looking at my nail polish, and she went, "What is this?" And I was like, "Oh, I painted my nails yellow." And she went, "It looks a touch jaundice." And you know what? She was right. So I've never painted my nails yellow ever again. Like, that's just not the color for me. So like, maybe we could say blunt and rude, or maybe we could just say a bit honest.
Yeah.
So I think that's something that's like very Gemini about you.
Okay, great. Yeah, I think I'm very honest. I think I love change, like, so much. Change kind of fuels me in a way. Also think being a Gemini twin is like a particularly, I think Geminis are like, they've got this effervescent character. Like, they're known to be quite,
oh my God.
Yeah, like sparkly, right?
Yeah.
And like they talk a mile a minute and have
butterfly, I guess you could say, or like Jacqueline and I were sitting at a bar once, having a lovely date together. I think it was when we were on retreat. I think we were like celebrating finishing retreat together, and we were like halfway through our meal, and you look around the room and you go, "I haven't found anyone to become friends with yet." And you were like, I'm like, "Hello, I'm right here." Like, when you walk into a room, you want to make a friend.
I want to make a friend, and I'm very good at it.
And you hunt people down.
Oh, I think that was something that I was about to say, is that like, I'm quite social. I'm very good at it. But then when I decide something about someone, when I decide you're going to be in my life, you're going to be my friend, like, you're going to be, you don't have a choice. Like, I think that's very Gemini of me. I'm like, I've trapped you, and I will, I will bring you down with me if I need to, you know?
Yeah.
I really love relationships. I just really do. Like, I just, you know?
Well, that's beautiful.
Okay, I get to say Sagittarius things about you then, right?
Okay, sure.
Sure. Okay.
Like I said, it's couples therapy.
This is nice though, because we're saying things that we like admire or like notice about. That's nice.
I mean, I think I said this to you the other day, like we work so well together. Do you think part of the reason why we work so well together is because we started off, like we started working together. That's how we became friends. It's because we were like coworkers, right? So I think that is like helpful, but I think because like we've always just had that language, but I do also think the like our dynamic is just we're both that version of blunt, and we can like move quickly together.
I was gonna say, I think that I think the honesty thing, like the truth seeking thing, is the same thing with you, right? Like I don't know if that's necessarily a Sagittarius thing though. What I find very Sagittarius about you is that you are so good at you're so good at starting the car. You're so good at starting the thing. Like you're really intrinsically like, I'm gonna go for something. There's a lot of fire under your step, if you will. And I love that about you. I also think something that's very Sagittarius about you is your like ability to, I think you don't know how to prioritize.
I literally said to my phone this morning, I do not know how to prioritize.
But you do.
Okay, thank you. I feel like I do not know how to prioritize at all.
Yeah. I find it to be very like, there's like a potency about you. I think that's very Sagittarius. And I think you can kind of look at everything and be like, okay, what's the most kind of important thing right now? I mean, it's guided by the sense of adventure. It's guided by the optimism. It's guided by like wanting to have a fun time. But I think you can prioritize pretty well. I tend to get into the details of the thing and then I'm like, I like get frozen. Whereas like you have this like inherent thing in you to keep going, which I think is a beautiful quality, you know, to figure it out.
Thanks. I don't feel that way about myself. But what I will say is maybe as somebody who spends a lot of time like looking outside of myself to like organize things, like what do you feel like? I use astrology a lot in my life to make decisions for me.
Yeah.
As like a tool for like checking the weather.
Exactly.
You know, like I'm like, okay, especially when it comes to our work, I'm like, please, can we find some rules and restrictions to pop up around this thing? You know, like I think that's why I find like I have zero ability, I feel like to prioritize because I'm just like, there's 8,000 things going on and there's like a million different directions. So like, let's just put some guardrails up on this thing. Yeah. And I do try to interrogate this in myself quite a bit of like, you know, is this just like Christianity that I've like replaced in myself? I do feel like there is I see a line and I see people crossing that line. And I do try to stay vigilant, but I do really find it to be like a very helpful thing, especially like the last, oh my God, literally what the fuck was April? Hey, is everyone else like
alive? Is everyone okay?
Like April 1st, April 30th, I'm a different person. My life has changed in 1,000 different ways.
I was thinking about like Easter weekend this last weekend and I was like, whoa, when we were doing the Easter episode.
Yeah.
So many things were so different. It's crazy.
So different. So anyway, LOL. So yeah, I just like when I'm having moments like that where I'm like, you know, can we ascribe some meaning to this? Can we like make sense of like a chaotic, senseless thing going on in the world? That's when I turn to it, and that's when I find it very helpful.
Oh, I think so too. I think it's really helpful for me for that. I also think it's quite helpful to remind myself like who I'm in relationship with, right? And like regardless of whatever we can say about like everybody can be fiery or like whatever those things, like I think I have to go sometimes like, oh, my sister's a Cancer. Like, oh, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh,
please welcome to the stage Isabella Goldman, aka our Astro Correspondent, aka a trauma-informed astrologer. Isabella, welcome.
Thank you. So glad to be here.
What the fuck is the 7-year shift going on? That's the best way I can describe it. Everyone on my phone, everyone in my life, everyone's talking about it, and I don't understand it. And can you please explain it to me like I'm 2?
Absolutely, I can. The 7-year shift is that the planet Uranus is moving from one sign into another. The planet Uranus, it represents change, innovation, technology, rebellion, revolution, and it spends 7 years in each sign. So with a big planet like this is one of the generational planets. It's real far out. It takes 84 years to make its full cycle around the zodiac. When one of those big planets shifts signs, we tend to notice it in the collective in a larger way. It might be a little bit different on the personal scale, but we know this to be like a massive shift. And it's moved into the sign of Gemini, which historically has been very intense and associated with war in the United States' chart specifically.
Mm-hmm.
So,
cool.
That's kind of what's got everyone, all the astrologers going like about it, is because 84 years ago, we're talking end of World War II and the Cold War, and then 84, right? And we keep going back and we watch this pattern. It always is associated with rebellion, revolution, upheaval, massive change. And specifically for the US, it's a lot about war. Those are the stories that play out in this shift. So that's why this specific shift is such a big deal. Yeah. It's also a Uranus like coming home for the chart of the United States. There's like a chart for the US that we read. And in that chart, Uranus is in Gemini. So that was
interesting.
The Revolutionary War.
On the personal, I don't know, how do you think this will ripple out?
For the more personal scale, everyone can look in their own charts. Where is Gemini in your chart? What planets are in that sign? If there's no planets, no big deal. You can just look up the signification of that house in your chart. Cool. That is the location that you can expect change, that I would recommend opportunities for innovation. It would be a great moment to systematize things in that area of your life. So if it's maybe in your 4th house, you can expect changes in your home life. I would recommend innovating patterns and relationships and systems around how you relate to your ancestry, how do you relate to the actual structure of your house, and how can you create systems that are innovative and supportive and maybe push up against old practices that aren't relevant and up to date. This is an opportunity to innovate how you think about the world. If you need new tools and systems around how you relate to your identity, how you are relating to your personality, how you're relating to your consciousness, I would recommend finding... Well, I always recommend meditation to just everyone. It is scientifically backed. And I would imagine that for especially major placements in Gemini, the sun, for example, I would say meditation might be a really nice tool to help manage the volatility of what's going on. We associate Uranus with the nervous system because of its associations with electricity and systems. So a beautiful way to tend the nervous system would be to practice meditation. Sun is also associated with your consciousness, with your mind. And so this is an opportunity to create a systematic relationship with your mind that is empowering, evidence-based. Yeah, that would be my thought. Also definitely for Gemini moons.
Oh, okay.
I actually don't know where Gemini is in my chart. I'm going to look up right now.
It's your rising.
My rising is a Taurus. Taurus rising.
You're a Taurus rising. That means that your 2nd house is Gemini.
Oh my goodness. I don't know how you do that. That is amazing. Holy cow.
Awkward.
That is amazing.
My rising sign is also Taurus.
Cute. That's
which I think is what makes Phoebe and I think it's part of this partnership thing and what makes like the Sag Gemini of it all kind of work is the fact that we have these other reflective spaces. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Calming the mind. Do you calming the mind? That's interesting. Do you have any like thoughts on our partnership within this? Like how, like, can Phoebe talk, like, what can I do to be like,
we're
not
in couples
insane?
therapy now. We're in couples therapy now. Yeah.
What can I do to be like not insane during this time? Like for Phoebe, the Sagittarius. Do you see what I'm saying? Like if it's volatile over here, like, you know what I mean?
Sure. Yes, I do know what you mean. So the one of the cute things about your charts is you're both ruled by the planet Venus. Venus is in charge of your whole chart. So I would recommend looking to Venus. Where's that placement and how can she contribute to the conversation? And then I would also make sure that both of you have opportunities that are like fun and innovative, maybe like spontaneity, I think, would be like really helpful, especially around your resources and your money. Giving yourselves time to be playful, to be weird, to be innovative, around money and also any other resource. Like however you relate to your resources, it's a moment to innovate your resources, to maybe expand your understanding of what a resource is. How you perceive your resources is how you perceive your wealth and how supported you are to meet a challenge. So if we start including more things, broaden that definition of what a resource is, I think that could be really helpful and even potentially fun. I think that there's a lot is like quite fun in the Uranus thing if you're somebody who can handle change. And the mutable signs, so that's Gemini and Sag, both mutable signs, and then also Pisces and Virgo, also mutable signs. But for all the mutable signs, change tends to be pretty available. We actually like that spontaneity. We like having a lot of different hats to wear. That kind of changeability is fun and really is aligned with the qualities of Uranus, which is interested in change and interested in innovation.
That's so funny. One of my I don't know, I wouldn't even call it a pet peeve because it bothers me so much more, but I really dislike when I hear the words oh, I wish I had more time come out of people's mouths, because I'm like, what are you talking about? All we have is time. And I've really noticed in myself recently, with my current workload, I'm like, oh my God, I have no time. And that is such a, maybe that's just being in your 30s, I don't know, but I like having a life. But I expanding, I love that, expanding your definition of what is a resource. And I'm I hate that feeling of oh, I don't have enough time, because I'm what, I have enough of everything. I have so much. Why do I hate that feeling within myself, and I really just feels like such a negative. I don't know. It's very anti-Sagittarius to me to be I don't have enough time. I'm just expansive horizons for all people at all times.
Yeah. I really resonate with the change thing. I think I'm actually pretty. I mean, I seek it out. I seek out change. Obviously, I seek out adventure. I'm pretty flexible. I'm pretty okay with change, and I like it. I get bored otherwise. I think Phoebe and I are like that in a lot of ways, together, right? And so I think we're always checking that in each other. We're always trying to be what's real, and what's us trying to chase this thing that is, you know what I mean, just shiny and fun. What are other ways that you think Sags and Geminis are linked or compatible or not compatible?
Yeah. So Sagittarius and Gemini agree about flexibility, adaptability, spontaneity, curiosity, exploration, experimentation. That's where they're totally on the same page. They're both mutable signs, and so they want to change something from one to the next. It's kind of an alchemical process. The mutable signs all fall at the end of a season. So Gemini is the end of spring, turns it into summer. Sagittarius is the end of fall, turns it into winter. So that flexibility, that changeability, that adaptability is what they share and what they want to do together. It also might be where they step on each other's toes of like, or like kind of get each other going. Since they're a fire sign and an air sign, you can like really gas each other up, right? That's like really fun. And we could go all the way to the point where it's like just hot air.
Yeah.
Fanning a fire, just like wild, unhinged. So that's like about how fun that is for you, how much time you have to play with that. And then I would say both of you are being like called to how can you make that sustainable? How can you make that pleasurable? How can you make that like truly resourcing? Because that's what a Taurus rising calls for. Taurus is asking you, how can you make this sustainable? How can you meet your basic needs? How can you have like an enjoyable, pleasurable, sensual time in doing that? So then what they like don't really agree on is
I can tell you.
we can.
What they don't agree on is Gemini wants to deal with the details. It wants to cross all the T's. It wants to dot all the I's. It wants the actual
Isabella,
fact.
we have to stop. Oh my God. Oh my God. That is so funny. Oh my God. I will let you finish talking. Holy cow.
And then, as you already know, Sagittarius like doesn't give a fuck about that cross T. No way. Go big or go home, baby. This is all about the belief system. This is all about like imagining big. This is all about the philosophy of it.
Yeah.
So while Sag is busy with the grand idea, like publishing the manifesto, Gemini is the one on the keyboard making sure the manifesto is spelled right.
Yep.
So they're like helpful to each other. And when you're like bogged down in the details, Jacques, this is the moment. This is the moment for Phoebe to step in and be like, okay, let's get expansive. Let's think big.
Right. Yeah.
And like, let's take action. As the fire sign, it's more likely to like do the thing. Whereas the air sign is like, wait, but we have to have a plan first. Like, what if we talk about it first? What if we have a conversation about how to do this first? What if we put this on the fucking calendar first?
Yeah. That's so funny. I often call Jacqueline, like Jacqueline is a director. Like Jacqueline cares about like where the cup is on the table and like who, like what cast member is putting it there and like who's walking away with it. And I am a producer. I'm like, I don't give a shit. We haven't filled the seats yet. Like, let's not even talk about this cup.
Perfect.
Like, it's such a funny, I mean, it's a funny dynamic for friendship, and it's a very funny dynamic for running it. Well, not funny. It's like, I'm thinking of a thing. It's like a ball with two, or a string with two balls on it. Like, it needs the momentum to like propel it forward. Because without somebody like crossing T's, I would just be all gas, no brakes, you know, like all fluff, like kind of thing. And then Jacqueline would just be like, I don't know. This. I like will often say like, Jacqueline, stop tinkering. Let's go. Yeah.
So
funny.
Tinker is great. Like while you are busy imagining and reading all the books on all the possible iterations, Jacqueline is tinkering away, and both of you working together allows the big picture to be attended to, which is obviously super important. We do need the producer to put together a production. Like, the director also has to know where that cup goes. They kind of like resolve one another's challenges, which is they're sister signs. They're exactly opposite one another, and so they offer a lot to one another in terms of like resolving where you might get caught tinkering. Phoebe steps in and is like, no, get expansive. But also, right, Phoebe never gets paid if you aren't like keeping the books or whatever those details.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Totally.
Hilarious. I'm going to rename this episode Couples Therapy, actually. That's so funny. Jacqueline's dream has been to like go on like Esther Perel's podcast or like Dr. Orna's couch or something like that. Anyway, one day.
I'm not prepared to be read to filth like that.
My God.
I am.
I thirst for it, but I would want to be the couple that was cut out so bad.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I don't, I mean, yeah, like sidebar episode. I don't know how people go on that show. I don't know how you go to work. How do you go to work the next day?
Yeah.
I mean,
How do you ever find yourself on Reddit again after that?
oh my God.
Or the internet, period. Yeah,
my
exactly.
God.
It's like no internet forever after that.
Totally.
Crazy. Isabella, thank you so much for popping on. Where can people find you?
They can find all of these things at isabellagoldman.com. That's where I provide trauma-informed astrology readings. That's also where I will be hosting internal planetary systems, which is for people interested in getting to know the multitudes within themselves through the planets in their natal charts. That will be a big
so exciting
time. Love a Gemini Sag moment.
I think there's definitely a millennial thing about astrology too. And I think exactly what you're saying, right? Like this idea of like, we got to love the one we're with. We got to keep these things. Like we can have all the tools, but never get really into one tool, right?
Totally.
Like, and because otherwise we get a little crazy.
Totally.
We get cult-like.
We get cult-like.
You know?
And I could fully do that. I could
I know.
fully go there. I still might. I still might.
I really do believe that part of the reason we work is because I'm a Gemini and you're Sagittarius.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not like the sibling thing. It's not like growing up in like creative families. It's not like whatever the thing that like there's so much of it that I'm like, no, this is because she was born in December. I was born in May. And like we learned in this very we're both like born in like the transition of seasons.
Yeah,
So,
I didn't know that. That was something that was new to me.
we did
Yeah,
not
go ahead.
expect to be red.
No, I wasn't. I was not expecting. Well, I wasn't expecting it, and then I was expecting it.
Yeah, a little
At the
bit.
same time, I love Isabella so much. I learn so much whenever I talk to her, but I also really love, I mean, once again, her honesty, you know?
Yeah, I think it was like really affirming. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, my business is over here and Phoebe's
Yeah.
business is over here, and
Yeah.
like, yes, like we know, and like we're good at kind of respecting those things. Yeah.
I think what's helpful in those situations too is like, yes, I know that about you, but I know that about you because I like talk to you every day and like we have our own relationship together. And I have to remember it's like that's who Jacqueline is.
You need like
And
a third thing. That's what I mean about it, right? Like there's something else over here where you can go like, okay, I'm not crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. And I will probably have to yell at her about this for the rest of our lives, you know? And it's
exactly.
like, okay, cool. Just pace yourself then.
Choose your moments.
Yeah. Literally. That's so funny. I consult astrology more often than I think. I think I would. I was like such a staunch atheist as like a young 20-something. And for a while, I really chalked astrology up into that. And I really have changed my mind
Yeah.
as I've gotten older, as we do. But I do find it interesting how often I turn to it for an answer. And I think that's so nice. Like,
Oh my God. Yeah, it's like what anybody's doing when they turn to something else for an answer.
Yeah.
There's a sense of relief of like,
Yeah.
you know, for sure.
and
Yeah.
like no shade and just like using, and I mean, it could be astrology, it could be rolling a dice. Like just, I think having like an external decision-making system from you is so nice. I think it's maybe when we get dogmatic that it becomes the issue.
Right, exactly. We're really singing today. She wants to sing.
You know what I've been singing? I was singing Fiddler on the Roof while I was waiting for the dog to get her nails trimmed.
Oh, that's a great soundtrack
Sitting
for that.
in the car.
That's beautiful.
Oh, so good. Playing with matches, a girl can get burned. Ugh.
I'm really thinking about other bestie like duos in the chart too. So like if you feel like you found your like duo of the two, let us know, you know, because I feel like there's like I think like Leos and Aries are supposed to be really good duos in friendship, if you feel like you found your Astro bestie.
I will say, like, when I like, and this is, where I go, like, take it with a grain of salt. / another thing that I highly recommend is I'm very discerning about who I get my astrology information from.
Yes.
I am very discerning who I get any kind of wellness information. Very discerning also who I give my money to. Literally last night, Jacqueline, oh my God, I almost got myself
hoodwinked
and spiral whipped up into a anxiety spiral because a woman on the internet was saying that, like, my mattress was, like, off-gassing poisonous chemicals. And I was like, oh my God, I need to throw my mattress out. Like, I'm trying to buy a new mattress, blah, 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 blah. And then I click on her thing, and it's like, a couple hundred followers. And, like, she had the word, like, detox coach in her bio or something like that. Like, all of these, like, red flag things. I was like, nope, get out, back up.
Totally.
I'm very discerning who I get, like, my Astro information from. But I was going to say, like, in other relationships, I've, like, plopped in our birth charts. It's like, oh, what does it mean? And almost 100% of the time, they're like, ill-fated, beware. And that's not necessarily true. So that's what I mean about, like, dogmatic.
Yeah, context for everything, for sure. I mean, some of my favorite people that talk about astrology are looking at the world, right? They're really socially
aware, conscious,
aware.
Context.
Exactly.
I mean, I think that's what
trauma
it is.
Informed, like, people who are like, because you have to, like, if you're saying anything to anybody in a human body about themselves, there's context there, right? That you have to be aware of. You can't just be spilling things on the internet. Like, I hate that. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah. Anyway.
If it's a white lady. So if it's a white lady and she's got some, what are those called? My brain. The oils. Some essential oils. And she's talking about astrology.
You got to watch out, and you got to get out of there. And I thought the mattress lady I was looking at was, like, some sort of, like, real situation. And I feel like I'm, like, such a perfect target for that shit. And I'm smart, like, that's almost how and why. Oh my God, I didn't even tell you this. I got trapped at the dentist. I went to the dentist the other day by the hygienist, and we start chatting, and then she goes, blah, 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 the vaccine. Yep. And I go, oh,
get out of my teeth.
Oh, no.
Get away from me.
How did we get here? Yeah. And then I had to navigate a conversation around that for the next, like, 40 minutes.
No.
Yeah.
That's awful.
Yeah.
No.
So you need to pay attention to the signs and signifiers at the side of the highway.
You got to be like, oh, what's going on here?
Yeah. Ask questions. Okay. Anyway, that's it from us. I do believe. What do we have going on? Join us in the green room. We have bonus episodes coming out this week, and and the end of this month we have a Cola Scola artist study.
Yes,
and it's a really wonderful way to help support the pod. $5 a month, and there's lots of other goodies in there.
Yes, or leave us a rating and review, please.
Leave us a rating and reviewing. Thank you. Okay, I think that's it from us.
Yes, bye.
Okay, bye.